So this is a small tour at the exhibition here in LOKAL in Normandy called All Is Left For You. Splash performances and exhibitions. There are two exhibitions, you could say, mixed into one, made by these two gentlemen, myself and Jean-Pierre Reichel. And it all started with these two, or actually three splashes that has been made recently in a hospital in Rennes, where Jean-Pierre is hospitalized for, unfortunately, a serious cancer. And so these two pictures are actually called Cancer 1 and 2, and there's a third one behind as well. The exhibition shows a bit about Jean-Pierre's career, starting from early paintings of his and early sculptures. The sculptures are all over from him. And then we go into a dark zone, because we have on the other side the happy zone, all the joyful and strange characters that Jean-Pierre is drawing. But obviously there is something to be researched or to be done in Jean-Pierre's life right now. So therefore you can go and sit down here and investigate, think a little. You can then continue into this space here, where some of Jean-Pierre's latest drawings, sketches, paintings, which he has done in the hospital. These two, Jean-Pierre and I have done together. And these are based on splash and Chinese ink that Jean-Pierre has been using. So if we sort of go back and go into the other part of the exhibition, this is the splash space, because it's the splash where Jean-Pierre and I have met. You could say this is where we have been working together, and for me this is an important space, also in my personal life, and it's been really wonderful to meet a man who appreciates and understands this strange way of maybe working, which is, so these are early works of mine. This is one of my favorite paintings, which has started as a splash and then turned into a fusion of drawing, painting, and many other things. It's called the Yellow Gun. And this one here is a huge splash that I did 15 years ago, I think. And here you have part of my biggest work that I've done for commercial work in splash, which was done in India. And this is a bag. This is all made from herbal colors, and in a later video you'll see how it was done. It was the world's biggest slash paint in herbal colors. It was like a giant piece of cloth that was all turned into thousands of bags afterwards. This is one of my latest splashes, and done solely with local materials on a local piece of cloth. And and here one of Jean-Pierre's beautiful sculptures mixing with one of my other splash things. Here we get a little bit more into the more structured. These are my story that I call the Earthonauts or the Terranod, and it's maps, subconscious maps. It's the same technique, the same way of working as when I splash. What you see here is also the same way, namely working super subconsciously, never really knowing why you start and why you do things. The questions are being asked afterwards. And this is, I don't know if this is a common way of working, I don't know, but it's, for me, it's what I like to do. This here is called air hair, or hair, and it's an investigation into local materials. This is all human hair from local people here in Normandy. It's from a hair salon, and it's an absolutely beautiful material. The same is here, just that the first one to the left is dog's hair, the middle one is a feather, and the third one is again human hair. And below you have the same. And of course this is something about respecting materials, respecting what we have, and play around with that and investigate. But in this case here, it's also the possibility of creating a new material, because actually this is maybe a new material. And you will see in later art pieces what this will be turned into. Right now it's a research, and right now it's a, what do I know, painting? No, it's not a painting, of course, image. This is more sort of subconscious exploration in the sort of splash direction. And then we get into this more structured Terranaut, Earthanaut world, where I basically, again, very subconsciously draw, paint, work with structures that I call maps, Earthanaut, Terranaut maps. The Earthanauts lives inside the planet, and they're 5,000 years ahead of us, and they send us messages. And if we could understand them, maybe we could develop a lot of new interesting technologies on how to live a more sustainable life. Beautiful and creative and wonderful lives. So that's for now, the exhibition here. Come have a look for yourself. It's open the next 2, 3, 4 or 5 months. I'm not quite sure yet, but only during the weekends. And of course, you have to see all Jean-Pierre's amazing sculptures as well, by the way. They are really, really beautiful. So with a little shot here of Jean-Pierre's famous femme, then yeah, come and have a look yourself.